My grandmother told me the world would end in a year. So I spent the whole year praying and reading the Bible and alienating all my friends and relatives. And finally, the big day came, and absolutely nothing happened. Just another day.
Let's pause for a second because I think this may actually be long distance that's been on hold.
Yeah, we can take a little break.
So, is it Michael?
Yes.
How you doing? Are you long distance?
Yes, I'm calling from Oklahoma.
I knew you would be. How you doing?
Doing all right. First of all, I just wanted to say great job on the show. I listen to both shows all the time. I'm eagerly awaiting the next non-profits. The month-long wait is kind of tough, going through withdrawals.
Oh man, read a book. Read a book. Take some time. Go out and see the sites. We'll get you a fix on the 28th.
Okay, but also I wanted to comment. Now I don't know. You're in Texas. Did you have to deal with a religious viewpoint anti-discrimination law at all?
Not yet, but we will. I can almost guarantee it because Louisiana's dealing with it, Florida's dealing with it, and you guys have dealt with it.
Yes, and I was going to ask, have you heard anything about Sally Kern?
Yes, and I can't say anything about her without taking the rating of this show down a notch, despite what Don just said.
Right. Yeah. Well, she's pretty much. I don't think she's going to get reelected, but I don't know.
She is a vile, despicable, hateful human being who has no consideration for anybody else. She's out to promote her own agenda. She hates gays. She hates atheists. She's a little troll, and I can't stand her. Every time I see her name, I just want to puke.
Yeah. That she appears in opinion in editorials in the newspaper. But anyway.
Yes, because it's so wise to give voice to these people.
Yeah. She introduced the Religious Viewpoint Antidiscrimination Act, and it passed the House, and then at first it got shuffled off to some sort of committee where it was expected to go and die, but then someone else
resurrected
another bill with that language in it, and it passed the Senate, and it made it all the way to the governor. Fortunately, a little bit over a week ago, the governor did veto that bill.
Yes.
But what's really frightening is, had it been another governor, like I don't want to make this about like party lines or anything, but anyone that a governor that might pander to the religious right.
You mean like our present governor here in Texas, Rick Perry, who, by the way, is welcome to come on the television program.
Maybe somebody like him, but
he is welcome to come on. He can't hear me. I was going to say that, by the way, since I haven't announced this in a week, Rick Perry, you are welcome to come on the Atheist Experience television show and explain why it is that you hate atheists and secularists. Since you're comfortable going on the 700 Club to say that we're some kind of disease that's poisoning America, I'd like to, as one of your constituents, as somebody who you're supposed to represent, I'd like you to explain it to me. But anyway, back to you, Michael.
But yeah, and a lot of people wrote into the governor. I was one of them to urge him to veto this bill, and he did. So it was a
tense moment.
Do what?
It was a tense moment.
Yeah, I mean, it should never have got that far in the first place.
Right.
But I kind of wanted to highlight
what we should do is maybe talk very briefly about what it does, because some of our listeners may not know what that's about. We should give a little context.
You want to go ahead and do that, Michael?
Yeah. Well, basically, the Religious Viewpoint Anti-Discrimination Act would allow students in school to give an answer, like, say, in a science class, that jives with their religion, and then the science teacher would have to count that correct. Like, if the question was, how old is the Earth? And, the science books say 4.5 billion years, but, little Johnny says 6,000 because that's what my pastor says. then they have to count that right, because if they didn't, that would be discrimination.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there are other versions of this in other places. I don't know if the Oklahoma one includes this, that would actually allow teachers to express quote-unquote alternative viewpoints. So even though teaching creationism in a science classroom is against the law, this is another way for them to try and get in. They tried this crap in Dover with the intelligent design movement and of Pandas and People, and now they're trying to introduce legislation under Antidiscrimination. It's just like we've talked about a million times, where somebody's, if you're hitting somebody over the head with a board, it's not unfair discrimination for us to take the board away and tell you to stop. And yet they just keep going and finding a new stick. And now they've got legislation, these anti-discrimination. This is my sincere religious viewpoint. So it would be wrong for a government official like a teacher to mark my answer wrong. No. The teacher's not saying that you're wrong or that you're wrong to have that belief. The teacher's teaching the curriculum. And the curriculum, the science, the evidence, the, what's that word? Reality is that the Earth is much closer to 4.5 billion years old than it is to 6,000 years old. And little Johnny doesn't get to write 6,000 no matter how strongly he believes it. Because we're not testing what Johnny believes, we're testing how well Johnny understands the curriculum. Period.
Yeah, and the evidence that we've gathered through science and reason. Right.
So, I mean, it's great that the governor of Oklahoma vetoed this. I wonder if they're going to try and push it back through. Do you know?
Well, I haven't heard anything else about this bill. Right now it's dead. It doesn't mean they're not going to try to push it through in the future, but I don't know. I'll be keeping an eye on that, that's for sure.
Well, these people, you have to admire their perseverance, right? And they've got that down. And you have to admire how much money
if somebody keeps running into a wall and hitting it, do you have to really admire the perseverance that encourages you to do that?
I'm trying to say something nice. I'm trying real hard.
And this is where Don and I differ, because this is an area where I don't have to try to say anything nice at all. I don't have anything against the people, but the ideas that have poisoned and polluted their mind, that encourage them to engage in this sort of attempt to legislate their own personal beliefs onto everybody else. I have no respect for that. I don't have to play nice with that. We don't have to open up science classrooms to alternative theories to support somebody's religious belief any more than we need to allow flat earth people to come in and teach an alternate viewpoint in geology classrooms. We don't need to allow our medical schools to have alternate time with reflexologists and homeopathists. Sorry, you either got the scientific evidence to support your claim or you don't. It matters what's supported by evidence and not what just happens to be your personal belief. And so if you hear more about what's going on there, if they try to resurrect this, you'll have to give us a call back and let us know.
Oh, I will. But I really just wanted to bring this up to highlight the importance of people being involved with government, with their representatives and stuff, because we have legislators that are trying to push this agenda, and if we don't keep an eye on this and try to stop it, then they're just going to walk all over us.
Yeah, definitely. But thanks a lot for the call, Michael. I appreciate it, and it's very important to keep people up to date and let them know, because Texas science standards are going to be coming up for review soon, and we're going to be expecting a lot of people to be vocally supportive of 21st century science and reason, and not allow us to keep taking steps backwards. But I want to let Don get back to what he was talking about with John Hagee, but we appreciate the call.
Thanks a lot. Thanks for taking my call. Keep up the good work.
Sure. Thanks, Michael.
My grandmother told me the world would end in a year. So I spent the whole year praying and reading the Bible and alienating all my friends and relatives. And finally, the big day came, and absolutely nothing